that stick with their same team that they played with yesterday in Bayern Munich. Now, interestingly, as Emre is pointing out in the chat once more about the stats that we saw, the reason why they were so lopsided was Indonesia, of course, as the host nation, came straight through to the main event finals as a result of that. So it may be a little bit skewed, and I don't want you guys to think at home, oh, well, Indonesia, they look awful. But actually, they were very, very good yesterday. So this is kind of bringing itself to be a very, very good game. And of course, nobody will want to lose.
An excellent match yesterday.
Indeed.
For sure. As
you see the lineups on screen here, it's Kessie, Pedri and De Jong. It's Lewandowski, Memphis Depay and Ferran Torres. And these guys will know these teams inside and out, as we've said so much already. They'll more than likely have practiced yesterday. Interestingly, Goat and Elga have both been able to go and rest. They weren't involved in those late night scraps, as it were, on eFootball. Instead, they were, as we said, probably tucked up, sound asleep in bed and were ready to take their rest.
That's true, my friend. So here we are with Barcelona against Bayern Munich. Just a reminder, this is a game of best of 3.
It's best of 3, and we are about to kick off here. And again,
Barcelona in the dark shirt, Bayern Munich in the white shirts, Indonesia with Bayern Munich.
It's Saudi Arabia with Barcelona. And again, if you are keeping score at home, if you're wondering how do these games get separated if we end in a draw, well, it ends in a penalty shootout. There is no extra time here.
No.
As we see Lewandowski in towards Memphis Depay. Depay chips it into the middle. It's acrobatically cleared by the defender. Here's Tell, who heads it down. Instead, Christensen finds it onto Pedri. Pedri onto De Jong. Again, we saw Indonesia try and implement that counter-attacking style that we saw so often yesterday. As Sabitzer finds it through to Mane, finds it around the corner to Tell. Early chance here potentially for Indonesia. Great little step back, but it's read by Saudi Arabia, and Frankie de Jong will take that one clear.
So the first actions of the match are most in the favor of Saudi Arabia. Both are trying, none of them with really danger by now.
They're just sending out scouts to test the defences as Sabitzer finds it into Tell. Tell, he scores!
And it's a goal. Yes, it is. Indonesia starts with his right foot. He's here to say, you know, yesterday this was not something that it was out of luck. I'm a good player. Never mind me entering in the last step just because I'm a host nation. I'm an excellent player. So here is Helga.
And
look,
again, good ball movement in
passing
there. And again, it's this here, brilliant through ball. Tell takes the strike, and again he does the basics, as we normally would say in eFootball. I would consider myself a very basic player of this game, in the sense of you grab the ball and you just shoot. And there's no tricks. There's no.
But this was, you know, like choreography, because the moves seem really practiced, really dialed in. So be careful for
hold on
this.
to your hats here, folks. This is going to be a big one. The hosts have taken an early lead. Here's Leroy Sané. Sané forward to Tell.
I liked how he did the exact period.
Could be in again here. Tell looking for support in the middle. Nope. It's cleared away by Araujo. Here's Koundé. On towards Pedri. Here's Frankie de Jong. What can Saudi Arabia find in response? Here's Ferran Torres. It's a block challenge, but Ferran Torres will follow the ball on and will take it away from the defender. He's up against Marusic. Torres into De Jong. De Jong.
Let me guess that the goal play is one that he played a lot of times. It's not the first time he does this goal.
Absolutely not. It's not the first time, and I don't think it'll be the last either. Here's Tell once more. It's Araujo again that will take it clear. Again, we've got comments. We are live on YouTube at PB_ESI. We're also live on Twitch as well. ESI. And Torres finds the equaliser. That's wonderfully worked by Saudi Arabia. They have their goal. They have their confidence builder. And now we will see the medal. Now we will see the medal. We know that Indonesia have those powers of recovery. Let's see how Saudi Arabia do. They've got one back.
That's true, my friend. So let's go in the pride. Says people here at YouTube at garudaku.esi.
If you want to join me over on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/IFeL. facebook.com/IESF_TV3.
Yes.
And where we are both reading the chat and making sure that we answer.
These addresses that if you're listening this, for sure you don't know, you don't need, because you're listening already.
Of course, but if you want to, but if you want to share it with your pals and go, guess what? This is what we're doing. This is what I'm watching. You want to come and see this? That's where you can find us.
Exactly. And sharing is caring. It's one for Saudi Arabia, one for Indonesia. This is a very good match, a balanced one, and let's see if he can quickly have an advantage, but he can't.
And Shiva in the Twitch chat says game on, and I could not agree more. Here's Ferran Torres. Neat little takeaway by Saudi Arabia. Looking to play the ball in towards Robert Lewandowski. It's cleared away by Memphis Depay. And if you're wondering, oh, well, why do the players not quite look like they're the same as what I would normally play at home? We are in uniform stats mode, which means that they are leveled off and they are roughly, as I would say, the same types of levels. But of course, there are still those tiny characteristics that these players will be looking into and looking for. And of course, all the teams you will see here are officially licensed within eFootball 2023. That is the reason why you're seeing Bayern Munich versus Barcelona. That's why you may see Manchester United or later on, or AS Roma, as we saw from Turkey yesterday.
And we don't see Neymar because he's playing his game also. So here we are, my friends. It's Indonesia with Sadio Mane.
Mane's inbound. He's got Tel. It's a brilliant cut across.
Excellent.
It's great awareness. And Indonesia restore their lead.
Excellent goal. It's 2-1 for Indonesia. He goes once again on top of the marker. You know, people is going crazy at the chat. Let's go Indo Pride. Let's go A2, says Mahmoud Mahendra. Aditya says Gak Papa. Okay, thank you very much for all of you that are commenting, are sharing over our social networks. We are here live from Bali. See the replay. Excellent crossing. He kept the ball until the last minute, and that let Tel to be alone. See?
Yeah, it's those 100% chances that we talk about. They look to make those spaces. They look to make those opportunities. And again, if there is a pass on and they can find it, they will find the back of the net.
That's true. That's true, my friend. So here we are. It's 2-1 for Indonesia.
It's Memphis Depay. Depay into Pedri.
Don't close the curtain just yet. There's still a lot more to come.
No, the show goes on. The curtains will not be closed.
I hope so.
Here's Sadio Mane in towards Sabitzer. Sabitzer to Joshua Kimmich. Is dispossessed by Frankie de Jong. Here's Pedri. It's the first time we've really seen Saudi Arabia under a little bit of pressure.
Yes.
Maybe since the game against Spain, where they went through in dramatic fashion in a penalty shootout. It may be the first time we have seen that type of pressure. But sometimes diamonds are made out of pressure. Here is Robert Lewandowski to Ferran Torres. It's a brilliant through ball. Will he find Memphis Depay? He won't, as Upper Makana will take that clear.
Is Indonesia coming to the grand final? Well, that's, I think, the most asked question right now, because he's coming with a good pace at this game.
But you've got to be careful against the likes of Goat Iniesta. You have to be careful. There are always going to be threats. There's always going to be times where, again, we say about focus. If you lose it for a second, it can cost you everything within eFootball.
That's true. That's true.
Here is Frankie de Jong. De Jong into Ferran Torres. Torres takes a neat little touch in there, plays it in towards Lewandowski. And Marusic will clear that away. And interestingly,
No. The other way around.
the other way around. There we go. And as you said the other way around, Indonesia find their way in here, and it is cleared once more.
For a minute, I was saying, is he attacking the right goal? Yes, he is.
I was going to say, you've almost adopted that ability to see where gameplay is. The more you talk about it, the more you see it. It's great to see.
I have Wi-Fi on my mind.
But in terms of the chat within Twitch, Zizo Twitch saying Saudi, he will be the champion. He's got to come out of some adversity first. He's got to get through a couple of games here and find that level again.
Some people here in YouTube, over YouTube, say, let's go 8-2. Wow, I think that's too optimistic.
It may just be, but again, if there's players who have got these abilities, they will be found at the World Esports Championships. Here is Tel. Tel back to Leroy Sane.
We are at the biggest esports tournament in the world.
Neat little inside ball from Sabitzer to find Tel, but Araujo will clear that away, and there's still plenty of time on the clock for both teams here. This can go one way or the other.
Yes, that's true.
And there's an offside given.
Offside. And where are you from? Where are you watching this game from? We have people from all over the world, from Indonesia, from Saudi Arabia, from Mexico, from Brazil, from Argentina, from Spain, from the UK, from France. Thank you very much for being there. Thank you very much for sharing this. This is IESF. We are esports. It's 2 for Indonesia, 1 for Saudi Arabia, and you're listening the play-by-play by the man himself, Weza FC.
There is Leroy Sane across to Marcel Sabitzer, the Austrian looking to find his way through to the German. And Leroy Sane will take it clear. Just as you said, talking about players or viewers from different nations, we have Germany represented in the Twitch chat, we have Spain in the Twitch chat, we have quite a lot of fans in the house for Saudi Arabia as well. It's great to see the representation in the chat there as Lewandowski finds the way through. Can he find a strike? It's a good save, it's a corner ball. And some potentially questioning the inclusion of Lewandowski, but that's the type of play he gives you in terms of physicality, able to hold off a player and able to just get in front and get that shot away. And of course, in terms of strikers within that Barcelona lineup, within uniform stats, he's probably the best finisher of the ball, so you would always want to lead with him. As the ball goes into the box. Lewandowski trying to head it, it's gone all the way back and through.
Barcelona doesn't think this result is fair. He wants to come at least with an equalizer.
Lewandowski pulls it back to the edge of the box. Here's Pedri.
Opa. That was the main stage.
It may just have been the main stage. It's calling for one of these two teams potentially. Here's Jules Koundé. Marcel Sabitzer will take the ball away. That is a bit of a mistake as Marcel Sabitzer plays it forward. Here's Tel. Tel into Leon Goretzka. It's Sadio Mane into Tel. He's found another one.
Well, so I said before that Saudi Arabia was not keeping his players to rest, but you know what? When you play against a player of Helga's caliber, that's a very difficult thing to do, because as you're planning to equalize the match, he's planning to make the distance even bigger. It's 3 for Indonesia, 1 for Saudi Arabia, and I think that this is a little bit tilting this match over to the local side.
I think it surprised a lot of people, especially in the Twitch chat, as we've seen people talking about how good Tel is in terms of attack. This is the type of level that you'll see in terms of uniform stats. It's a great finish from him, and you can see why most players do prefer to start Tel over Choupo-Moting and maybe bring him on as an impact substitution when legs are tired and there is a requirement for players to be fresh.
And I think
Saudi Arabia have to find a response here.
Helga is one of the players that make most of Tel's participation.
Absolutely.
He knows exactly what to do with him, and it shows, you know. 3 balls, 3 goals.
Here's Lewandowski, though. Lewandowski may find his way in here, but he's blocked away by Upamecano. And speaking to Indonesian esports yesterday, or at least the representatives from there, they kind of said there's not a lot of game film on Elga.
Yes.
You know, the players of the past in Ricky Faylan, for example. Players of the past, these players would know. Elga may be a bit of that unknown quantity that has kind of just caught everybody by surprise
and
here.
I think that plays in his advantage, you know.
It
because
does.
In here that everybody knows everybody can read anybody. Well, if you come as a player, I don't want to say unknown, but you know, if you take them by surprise, you hit twice.
Absolutely.
And that's what Indonesia is doing in this first half. It's 3-1.
And we talk about being clinical. We talk about, as we said, precision in terms of the shots on goal and making all of your chances count. When you are up in this game of eFootball, you have to make that pressure count. A lot of the chatter that was in Twitch right then was, well, Saudi Arabia have had a lot of the pressure, and it's just kind of been, you know, it still should. It's a bit of an unfair. It's an unfair comparison, or it's an unfair kind of scoreline. But in the reality of it, as we said before, there's plenty of different play styles within eFootball. And Indonesia certainly have their counter-attack down to a T, as we see.
And
It's Sadio Mane. Double touch. Takes a new touch around the defender. Is Tell in on call. It's cleared away by the defender.
Remember that this is the player that wiped out Serbia in 2 games.
Absolutely,
So
and it was
you have
2
that in
fantastic comebacks as well, might we add.
You need to have that in mind.
Absolutely, you do. It's Ferran Torres, De Jong to Torre, to De Jong, back to Torre. In towards Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati, what can he do here? Can Rafinha spark Saudi Arabia into life? The answer is no. As you can see, bottom left-hand side of your screen, all-out defence given to Indonesia in terms of that's where their focus is. We know we've got 3 goals. We know that we've got a 2-goal gap. We don't want to go to penalties in the first game, and we want to try and create that bit of separation as Musiala goes to control the ball. Here's Kingsley Coman. And you can see here, just, again, build-up from Indonesia. It's just taking it away. As you see those triangles, it goes to Tell, it comes back. It goes back out to the point of the triangle. Then it goes back out again.
He's really easygoing at his game. He has no rush, no preoccupation. It seems very difficult for this result to be turned out, but you never know because it's 81 virtual minutes, still 10 more to come, at least 10.
At least 10 more to come.
But this recover is very important. I think it's a free kick for Saudi Arabia. No, it's not. It's a free kick for Indonesia. And we are 3-1 on the first match. We're playing to the best of 3. Can Indonesia repeat his performance from yesterday, wiping it in just 2 games?
Potential. There is potential there for it. As we normally say, game 2, we will look for a response. Just go to some of the comments in the Twitch chat as they make me almost internally chuckle. We have Zizo Twitch. He says, if I came here, I would make a show of the Indonesian player. In which case, Zizo, try and qualify for your nations and come and prove it. It's all well and good us sitting back here and saying, well, we could do a job. We could take a player out. Come and prove it. And then in terms of what Shiva is talking about, in terms of the differences in the 2 teams themselves, which is spot on. The physicality of Bayern Munich against the skillfulness and almost the fragility of Barcelona is proving to win the day here.
That's true also. We've seen many people playing with these teams, but all of them do different kind of play.
As Musiala looks to make his way forward, double touch looking for Tell. The ball is going to break kindly here. It's Tell, brilliant manual save, going to be tapped in though.
Whoa,
and that is going to be the conclusion of this game. Sadio Mane
4-1.
makes it 4-1 to Indonesia, and the hosts are off and running. They have picked up exactly where they've left off from yesterday.
That's amazing. 4 goals in a first match. If I were the Saudi Arabia player, I will be really worried because the level difference in this match was really big. Really big. I think that nobody can doubt about how fair this victory is. It's 4 for Indonesia, 1 for Saudi Arabia.
And if I put my coach's hat on here, as good as Saudi Arabia have been so far, in terms of the entirety of the tournament, do they need a team switch in game 2? As in, do they need to not use Barcelona? Do they need to find, or do they need to fight almost fire with fire here? Ball goes into the box, it's cleared away. Rafinha clears it down. And
the question is, had he trained with another team?
Again, that's the point. You've got to work out plan A to Z here. It's no, oh, we just have plan A and plan B. You've got to work out everything for every occasion. It's not so much that you have to just think, oh, well, my game plan's better than anybody else's. What happens if your game plan doesn't work? What happens if you get a sending off? What happens if you encounter a team of physicality? What happens if you're playing against a counter-attacking player? And as we're seeing here, it has been all Indonesia in terms of the chances because they've just created these counter-attacking opportunities. As Sadio Mane looks to maybe get in for one more here as he dribbles through the defender. It's a save and it's chaos, but Ter Stegen recovers.
And I think this match is going to end. We can see Saudi Arabia's coach speaking to his players, say, okay, never mind, next one is for us. It's 4-1 for Indonesia. Really clear match, really clear result. I think nobody can be surprised about how this match went.